Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. I am here to do the second video for Beebeecraft, and this time I'll be using this banner punch and also these little vellum invitation envelopes, I think they are. I think it's a 50 pack, so heaps of fun to play around with. So the links will be below for the products that I've used for my last two tutorials for Beebeecraft, as there is also a link to their store and also to their YouTube program. If you have over 100 subscribers, you may be eligible to take part in their YouTube program and get some free items for doing some videos for them. There's also my discount code, which is NAT10. So you can use that to receive 10% off of your orders for Beebeecraft. I have here a coffee dyed page that's got the print of a tablecloth on it. I think Valita gave me that. And I have my banner punch here from Beebeecraft. It has measurements on it for 1.5, 2 and 2.5 width banners. So I've just got some offcuts of my plainer papers here, tea-dyed paper, ledger paper and book pages. So I'm cutting them down to those widths. Some of the pieces are even narrower, but it still worked fine for me. So I have a vintage style picture there too that I think I got from Kerry at Which Craft Do You Do with one of my orders. And I thought I'd use that as the focal point for this page. So I want a number of different pieces. And so I'm putting them in now. So the banner punch has the little grooves for the different sized banners there. So you just line your paper pieces up with those. I was so impressed with how well this cut, especially the thin paper, because sometimes punchers don't like the thinner papers. But it cut them all fine, and I layered a few up and it was really good with them as well. So I've got a bit of a narrower piece there. I just try and centre it and it still cut it nicely as a banner. So I wanted some more of the book text. I think I wanted to do one of the bigger banners because I hadn't done any yet, and I wanted some of every size for this project. I haven't worked with banners a lot, so this was interesting. I've got some fly page from a book, a bit of scrap left over there. I want some plainer pieces as well. So now I just figure out the layout that I want for all my banner pieces, which takes me forever. So I do skip a little bit just so that you didn't have to sit and watch me for hours trying to figure out how I wanted to place them all. So once I get them sort of the way I want them, I take them off, I turn them upside down so I know which one I want on the bottom, and I do ink around the edges of all of them. I just think it helps define each separate piece when you layer them up together, as they're all the neutral tones. It helps them stand out. Just using my Helmar's fabric glue here to attach my banner pieces. Occasionally a corner will stick up and then I just use my tacky glue in my little bottle to stick that back down. When you make journals, you have an excess of your text pages and offcuts from the edge of your pages that you use in your journals. So this is a great project to get rid of some of those pieces. I realise that this piece is going to overhang a lot, so I punch another banner shape in the top there so that I can cut that off and use that as well, possibly elsewhere. I keep pulling my picture over and putting it on there just so I can figure out where I want to put things so they're pleasing to my eye. So now I'm grabbing some more of the smaller pieces of the banner edge. I know I want some on the other side of my picture just to balance things a bit better and add some more interest. Again, takes me 10 years to figure out how I want to do this. So I found it easy just to tack the two pieces together, figure out where I want them underneath my picture. And then I can stick them down. So I grab that book text piece and figure I'll put a bit hanging out down the bottom as well. So I get the position and put some glue on the back of my picture just so I can pick it up exactly where I want it. Because usually I figure out where I want something, and then I go to stick it and I put it somewhere completely sort of different, and I don't like how it looks so much. So I have an offcut there of the book fly page, and I'm thinking of doing something with that for the bottom of my page. So I've got a sentiment stamp there, and I'm just using my archival ink in a brown tone to stamp on the book page. And then I grab a die with my Big Shot to cut it out. And then, of course, ink the edges, so it really defines the edges here. And then I want to stick that down there just underneath that bottom banner. And then it's time to stick my picture down. So I've backed the picture, because it was quite thin, I backed it onto some book page just to make it a little more sturdy. So just grab a piece of lace. I feel like it needs something up the top there, so grab this lace. Looks nice and vintage, that lace as well. It's very sheer. I'll just stick that down with a bit of fabric glue. And that's my journal page all done. And that was so much fun. So for my next project, I'm using their little vellum style envelopes, and I decided to do some heat embossing on them, or try it anyway. I've got some gold powder there, and I've got some of my stamps again. Just lining them up to make sure they fit okay where I want them. And I'm using my Versamark Clear here. Just tip the embossing powder on so it sticks to the ink. I've got a little tiny paintbrush to try and get any powder off that's in the wrong spot, which I always struggle to do. So I'm doing a bit more stamping here with this butterfly and a sentiment. I want to use some reddish powder I have there. I really struggled getting a good print of the butterfly. I should have changed butterflies and got a different one, but I kept trying. I didn't quite get a fully printed one in the end, but oh well. Sometimes things just don't work, and that's okay. I was determined though. I think this is my third go. I think I ended up doing 4 and I almost got him on the 4th, but it's not too bad there. And then I've got some blue powder now. A lot of my embossing powder I did get secondhand from a secondhand shop or whatever, and the blue one's just full of lumps. I did squish them down a bit, but it worked in the end. But I think I had the most trouble clearing the little bits off with the blue, so that ended up quite spotty in the end. So then I grabbed my heat tool, and I love watching the embossing powder melt. It's the most fun. So that was the best print I got with the butterfly. But in the end, I decided to go ahead and do the other couple as well. So then it's just a point of folding up your envelope. And I use my tacky glue just a tiny little bit there on those edge bits to fold up the bottom. So to recap what we've done, we've used the awesome envelopes here to do some embossing. So a lot of my embossing powders are second-hand. The blue one was a bit lumpy in that. And I'm not very practiced. I think I do smudge the ink a bit, but I'm getting better. And I really love the way these turned out. With a bit of practice and trying out some different inks and stamps, I think I'll make some really cool ones in the future. So I love watching the embossing change as you heat it up. So we've got this one with the blue embossing powder. It's got a few little spots there that I didn't brush off. So I just used my tacky glue, just a little bit of tacky glue to do up the envelopes down here. So you could slip little invitations or little notes in those. And they look really cool. They're a beautiful size if you make journals too, to slip into pockets. Then this one, I think I stamped this out about 4 times and could not get the butterfly on properly. That's as good as I could get him, but I love the words. Again, a few little dots where they shouldn't be. I need more patience to get my paintbrush in there and wipe them all off. But I do love the way it's turned out. I love these gold ones. I think these look really awesome. And the embossing powder worked really well on those ones, and the stamping. So I've got the It's a Party one and the 21st one. So that'd make really neat little invitation pockets as well. So that was a bit of fun, something different to try. And then with a big banner punch, I used some of my scrap papers and thought I'd do a journal page layout. So this is paper that I got from Valida, I think. Beautiful coffee dyed, isn't that gorgeous? I didn't want to cover up that side, so I thought I'd do it on this side. And a picture that I was given as a gift. It's just out of some wrapping paper or a book or something. But I really love it, and I love the vintage style of it. So thought I'd try the banner punch on just some of my papers. Now, a lot of the time the punches have trouble with your paper because it's a bit thin. Not a problem with this, very sharp, cut really cleanly. Very easy to use, so I was really happy with the quality of this. Yeah, nice big banners as well. Very easy, such a great way to scrap bust with your leftover strips of paper from the edge of your pages, or your scrapbook paper to do your scrapbook layouts. Now, I know you can just cut these yourself, but I always get a little nick up there where I shouldn't, or else get them sort of lopsided and that. So I find it a lot easier to use the punch like this, and you know, you can double or triple your papers up in it. I'll have to see how many papers I can put in it until it struggles. But yeah, I could layer them up, and even ones that are a bit smaller than what the measurements are for it, you can stick in there and see how you go with them, because I had one that was a little bit smaller and I just layered it on top of another one, tried to make sure I got it centered, and worked really, really well. So very, very happy with this. I think that was a worthwhile investment, and I love the way this turned out. I think it's beautiful, and to think it's just all my offcuts of my tea-dyed papers and book page. Great way to use them up. A little bit of lace on top, and yeah, beautiful little page, and die cut this little shape with some little words on there. So I hope you enjoyed that. I had fun. It's always good to experiment with some different things and get using some of my stuff, especially my scraps. So again, all the links are down below, as well as the discount code. So go and check them out. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.